Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the show. I'm glad to be back with you. I'm glad you're back with me. I'm Cliff. I'm your host. And typically now is when I would tell you all about how I'm joined today and always by my furry little friend and co-host, Mikey Wold. But unfortunately, Mikey's got some shit going on, so he's not going to be here for this one. So we're going to roll it solo. Guys, if you want to help us out, you can follow us on Instagram, the Savagely Loud podcast page there. We'll also have links to my personal page, Savagely Loud, and Mikey's personal page, Woldy2. You can also find us on Facebook. We're growing in activity on Facebook. You can find us on the internet and YouTube on the internet. You can find us on YouTube at Savagely Loud podcast page on YouTube. Now, that being said, I do understand that there has been some issues trying finding our page. I've been working on that. We here at the team, Savagely Loud team, we're dealing with some shit right now, so I'm working on it. That's about all I can tell you. You can email us in. Email us at savagelyloudpodcast@gmail.com. We are gmail.com. We do own the .com, the actual savagelyloud.com, but it's not up and running yet, but we will have that eventually. Guys, we're going to forego the daily drag. We're going to forego all the niceties and the laughities because this is going to be a PSA episode because some people are getting the wrong idea about what we're doing here. So I want to take a moment and clarify what what mission we're actually on here, because like I said, some people got this mission misconstrued, and some people are calling it hate. Some people are calling it bigotry. Some people are calling it all sorts of shit. A lot of people are calling it fantastic, but a lot of people are calling it otherwise, and that's what we have to address right now. Because, guys, you have to know, first and foremost, this podcast and none of my personal content is actually about hate. No matter how much you want to believe it's about hate, it's not about hate. It's about accountability. Because when we look at the world today, what do we see? We see a fucking wreck. We see the world in shambles. It doesn't matter what corner of the world you're looking at, it's a fucking disaster. And the reason that this is a disaster in every fucking corner of the earth, the reason it is a disaster is because for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, there has been no accountability. Every single people, every single culture, every single race, every single ethnic diversity, whatever, has gone through times where they have reached a point of inaccountability. Like they're just not held to account. And that's what we're trying to do here, because it's only by account, only by holding other people to account and accepting accountability that we can ever get to a fucking solution. When we look at America just in and of itself, it's in shambles. And why? Because there are certain demographics of people in this country right now that are refusing to take accountability for their actions, okay? And it goes across the board. And we dedicate this show, I dedicate my time to facilitating the conversations that lead to the solutions. And the conversations that we have on this show and in my personal content are the sticky ones. They are the icky ones. They are the ones that primarily, let's get honest here, don't squirm in your chair, but I'm going to say it out loud. For the last 50 years, white people have been taught that we are not supposed to exist. We don't deserve to exist because of shit that our ancestors did. And it's been a one-way indoctrination. And that's why we're seeing the shock just rake across the fucking earth when you hear a white person stand up for white people. But it's not shocking at all. At all. And you're going to have to be honest with you, even if you don't like my content, even if you don't like this show, and even if you don't like anything I think, you're going to have to be honest with yourself and admit that there are certain things happening in this country and certain demographics of people that are tearing this place apart. They're receiving no accountability. And the reason that they're receiving no accountability is because everybody's too fucking scared to have the conversation that leads to the accountability. Everybody is too fucking scared to look at the Muslim community and say, hey, why do you hate women so much? And why am I supposed to accept your culture as the one to accept if you absolutely disagree with everything I agree with? People are too fucking scared to look at the black community and say, your behavior is abhorrent. You're bullying every single person in this nation. It doesn't matter what religious background, what ethnic background, what group they fucking hang out in, what area they're in. You're bullying everybody, both directly and indirectly. You push your weight around, you throw your weight around in public, you scream at people, you threaten people. And if you're not doing that, you're doing it indirectly by turning certain areas of this country into absolute crime-ridden fucking shitholes. And that is, in essence, a form of bullying. You are now setting an area up so that only you can enjoy it, and you're making it known that nobody else is welcome there. The reason this is happening is because we're not having the conversations. Dude, I dare you to try to throw a rock and hit a white guy that doesn't want to stick his dick in a little kid. We have to have these conversations. I understand that it's icky. I understand that it's off-putting. I understand that it's hard. It's just plain out hard to have these conversations, because everywhere you have this conversation, and most everyone you try to have these conversations with, they fall back on their indoctrination. You think about this, guys. I'm 42 years old. I'm going on 43. And for my whole life solid, which means my sister's whole life too, she's 10 years older than me, this has been the plan. The entire fucking time that I have been alive, I have been being taught that I'm not supposed to exist. I am being taught that I am supposed to give up every single thing I've ever worked for somebody else, that because some ancestor of mine did some shit to some ancestor of theirs, and now it's going to cost me everything. But we're not having the conversation. We're not having the conversation about what's happening actually right now. We're hearing a lot of people tell white people that we're supposed to give up everything because of historical injustices. But we're not looking at what's happening right now, especially in the black community in the inner cities, and you're killing people like it's going out of fucking style. You guys are fucking slinging bullets around everywhere. And all we hear is, we want white blood for what you did to our ancestors. But we're not supposed to ask the question of, well, who pays for the blood that you're taking now? And is there a limit? Is there an actual number of people that you could actually kill that you would feel satisfied? Or is this just a wipe everybody off the fucking map? Because that is not at all what we are about. I don't want to wipe the black people off the map. I don't want to wipe Jews off the map. I don't want to wipe even Muslims off the map. And I think that is the most despicable fucking religion on the face of the planet in human history. And I don't want to wipe them off the planet. What I want to make happen is I want to facilitate conversations that lead to solutions. And the only fucking conversations that we can have that are going to lead to the solutions are asking the nasty shit. Why is it that 60% of the black community is fatherless? Why is it that 6%, which is what black men, the population that black men comprise in the United States, why is it that 6% is responsible for fucking 70% of the violent crime? We have to be able to ask these questions. And the problem with asking these questions is in multiple. Because one problem you get with asking the question is you never really ask it with any sort of assertion. You're not assertive about it. You don't own it because you're nervous. You're scared to bring this up. You're scared to talk about this thing, even though we're supposed to have this thing in America called free speech, which I understand the corporatocracy has been working on crushing for 2 decades now. But we do still have this thing in America called free speech. And when you try to exercise it, yes, you're going to get people shut you down. You're going to get people that try to shut you up. You're going to get people that try to dox you. You're going to get people that try to fucking come after you. You're going to get people that do not like what you're saying. But it still needs to be said. You have to understand that we've gotten to this situation on Earth where nobody gets along. It's not just white and black. It's white and black and Mexican and Asian and Muslim and Christian and Jew and Canadian and American and Mexican. Nobody fucking gets along. And I think, personally, in my heart of hearts, I truly believe if I could get everybody at a fucking table, we could actually have a conversation. We could actually have the conversations that would lead us to a solution. I could sit down with a black man and say, hey, you've got some glaring fucking issues in your race to be talking as much shit about everybody else as you do. And he could look at me in the eyes and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to accept accountability. Yes, we do. Now, let me tell you something. The white race has some fucking glaring issues that you guys need to take a hold of. And I could look him in the eye and say, yes, we do. Tell me what issues you see, and I will tell you the issues I see. Maybe this third person perspective is going to be better for each one of us, because we naturally get into this tribalistic fucking rage as soon as our people are attacked and we're not thinking anymore. But if we could sit at the table and have the fucking shitty conversations that we're not supposed to have, and corporations are firing people for having in their private time all the time, if we could just have these conversations, all this shit would go away. But instead, what you get is people fighting it. What you get is people trying to turn it off, people trying to shut it down, people fucking firing other people or threatening their livelihoods all the way across this fucking world over a conversation, having a conversation. Did you ever stop to think? And I'm going to talk to the executives out there that have fired people or threatened to fire people, removed their livelihoods because they had a conversation you didn't like in their off time. Did you ever stop to think that maybe the world wouldn't be so shitty if it wasn't for people like you? If it wasn't for people that were doing everything they could possibly do to shut down free speech? Did you ever think that maybe white and black relations would be much, much better? Did you ever think that immigratory fucking relations between American and Mexicans would be much, much better? Do you think that relations between Americans and Canadians would be much, much better? Or Americans and Chinese, or Americans and fucking anyone? Don't you think that if it wasn't for people like you shutting down this fucking conversation time and time again, don't you think that we could fix the world? Don't you think that we, the people, we already know the governments are not out for our best interest. We already know that every single world government on earth is not out for the best interest of its people. It's out to keep its fucking power, maintain its fucking status, and if it can, extend its fucking financial structure. That's what governments do. Governments are the biggest businesses on earth. And it's been proven throughout in the entirety of the government's history, both here and abroad, that it doesn't fucking care about its people. It's not going to do anything to try to help its people. It's not going to do anything to try to fix the fucking problems that its people has. It's just not going to do it. So why are you people, the people shutting down these conversations all the time, why are you people doing so much and trying so hard to get in everybody's fucking way that wants to solve the problem? We want to have the conversations, and we want to have them out loud, and we want to have them on a platform where many other people can hear it. Because if we stand up now, we might be able to fix this shit. If we stand up now and we talk about the shit that we've been told for 50 years we weren't allowed to talk about, maybe we could fucking swing this thing around. I keep hearing for the last goddamn decade, people talking all about this, make America great again. Oh, America was never great. Oh, America's the greatest country on earth. Is it? What is America? I don't even fucking know what it is anymore. And I'm one of the most fucking blue-blooded patriots out there. And I barely recognize my country. I barely recognize the place that my fucking ancestors fought and died for. I barely recognize the place that my fucking dad got shammed into going to war in Vietnam to fight for. I barely recognize this place. And how do we fix it? If you guys are out there, then you're all of you that are trying to shut down free speech, shut down this conversation, let me ask you two questions. What is your goal in shutting down free speech? Because if it's to protect the company, air quotes, if it's to protect the company, it's not going to be protected very long because the fucking America is crumbling. Is it to just continue the narrative? Is it to just take part in the government's tyrannical scheme to get fucking corporations to run the planet through ways of employment? And employee handbooks and new fucking, operational structures and this and that and the other thing? Is that what your goal is? It's fucking mind-boggling when I think about how many people are on this planet that are doing everything they can possibly do to fucking shut down free speech that are not in a situation where they can lose anything. I understand Chinese government, yeah, they don't want fucking free speech because the wheels fall off of communism really fucking fast when you start having free speech. I understand this. I understand fucking Middle Eastern Islamic countries not wanting fucking free speech, because then you've got to listen to women and you've got to answer to them wondering why they're getting stoned to death after you rape them. You have to sit and wonder what the fuck the goal is here. Because all it's doing is killing our country, killing our relations with everybody else outside of the country and inside of the country. The world has never been more divided, and we're still getting people that say don't have the conversation. We're still getting people on this fucking earth that are taking people's livelihoods away, taking the opportunity for people to feed their fucking kids away because they want to protect the company. The company's going to go the fuck away if you don't start allowing people to fucking speak. Whatever happened to the time in America where freedom existed outside of the company structure? If you're on the clock, your ass is mine. You do what the fuck I need you to do, and you act how the fuck I need you to act. But once that clock is punched, that's your time. What happened to that? What happened to your time? What happened to freedom in America? Instead, we get all these fucking nerds running these goddamn corporations that they all they do is they sit in their little echo chamber of fucking dweebs, and they fucking dream up and they concoct all these terrible fucking scenarios that might happen if somebody in the warehouse gets out that he doesn't like so-and-so. Companies are spending millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars to try to shut down free speech through fucking nerds that have never done anything with their life, never stood for anything, never cared for anything, never believed in anything. And that's the only conclusion that I can draw about these people, is because that's the only fucking way that you wouldn't want people to talk. That's the only way that you would want people to be silenced, censored, stifled. That's the only way you would want people to be as downtrodden as you want them to be, is if you never cared about anything. You never believed in anything. You never stood for a fucking thing in your life. We're seeing way too much of this bullshit happen, and all we're trying to do is have a conversation. But that conversation always gets met with fire. It always gets met with fucking explosions. It never gets met with an open willingness to listen to the fucking question. Analyze my content. Analyze every fucking episode of this show that I've done, both now and the fucking beginning one, where I had it 2 years ago. Analyze every fucking episode. You'll never find me saying that we need to kill anybody. We need to just wipe out the fucking Muslims. I'll tell you what, if I was going to wipe out somebody, if I was that kind of fucking person, the Muslims would be first on the list. Sorry, black guys. I know you want to believe that I fucking hate you so bad, but I would wipe out the fucking Muslims first, because they're a detriment to the fucking planet. Everything they believe is the antithesis of everything we believe here. Everything in civilized fucking America, civilized Canada, civilized even Mexico, civilized anywhere is not Islam. It's the opposite of Islam. You know what civilized is? Allowing women to dress the way they fucking want to dress. You know what civilized is? Allowing a woman to accuse a person of raping her without having to have 4 male relatives to verify it. You know what civilized is? Not stoning men to death because they're gay. That's civilized society, is just not doing all of that. Yet, that's what we see in Islam. And I fucking hate that fucking religion with a passion. But even now, even that being said, you won't hear me say we need to burn the entire fucking religion down and be serious about it. There's room for everybody here. The problem is that certain fucking groups of people don't want other groups of people to exist. And for the last 50 years, white people were the ones that nobody wanted to exist. So they taught us to fucking hate ourselves. They taught us to be guilty about shit that we had nothing to do with, no choice, no decision-making opportunities in. They taught us that we needed to believe that we didn't fucking deserve to exist. And you know what the fucking hugest problem is? It's not even the one-way indoctrination that happened. No other culture on earth has spent the last 50 years being told they don't deserve to exist. Not fucking one, except white people. And you know what the even bigger problem than that is that we bit. Hook, line, and sinker. We gobbled that shit up. We couldn't get enough. And we just started force feeding ourselves until we liked the taste of it. And then we started feeding our fucking kids. And then we started feeding their fucking kids. And look where we're at now. Now, if you happen to mention white pride anywhere out, you're going to get a fucking gaggle of people look at you like you're a Nazi. But I got news for you. We see every single fucking day, we see the black community chanting black power. Pride and power are two very different things. Pride is we've accomplished some shit and we're proud of that. Power is you deserve to fucking die and we deserve to rule this place. But nobody gives a shit when they hear black power. Nobody gives a shit when there's thousands of people in the fucking street screaming black power with their fists in the air. But one fucking dude says, I'm proud of being white. And all of a sudden he's on the fucking news. All of a sudden, he's being raked across all the fucking coals that he can be raked across simply because he's proud of his culture. But that rule doesn't apply to anyone else. And that is where we're at in this world now. White people are fucking done, man. So we're going to talk about fucking race relations. We're going to talk about religious relations. We're going to talk about immigration. We're going to talk about this trans epidemic that we seem to be suffering from of delusion. We're going to talk about every single thing we're not supposed to talk about. And we're going to talk about it in the way that normal people talk about it. Normal people that are not sitting in a fucking boardroom full of fucking nerds and dweebs and dorks, all trying to be politically correct, shutting themselves down, censoring themselves, and not allowing themselves to ever have a fucking opinion on anything. We're not going to handle it like that. We're going to handle it our fucking way. We're going to handle it my fucking way. And my fucking way is to have any conversation I want to fucking have. Because every conversation that we have gets us somewhere. Every conversation that I facilitate with my content, which you have to understand, you have to remember, it's performative. When you see my content online and you see some incendiary topic or subject matter, you have to understand, if I just approached it like a normal person, it gets zero fucking eyeballs. Zero fucking eyeballs. If you want to make a change, you have to have people know that you exist. You have to have people want to listen to you. So you have to embellish some shit. Get a little bit more energy. Wake up a little bit. Get more active. Be more dynamic. I have to be this way. I have to fucking turn it up so that I can get the eyeballs. And when I get the eyeballs, I get the ears. When I get the ears, I get the conversations. Just since January 10th, let me tell you, perfect numbers. I'm a nobody. Nobody. And I know we've been through this before, but since January 10th, up until January 10th, I did 938 videos of strictly personal development. Strictly personal development. How to get better mentally. Every single fucking day I uploaded at least one video. 938 plus videos I did on personal development. And I sat for fucking years at 1,900 followers. You know how I got 1,900 followers too? It wasn't even my personal development shit. It was a couple of rant videos that I did that blew the fuck up and got me all the followers. So I sat at 1,900 followers for a couple of fucking years doing all the right shit. Telling everybody that, you know, you can be better. This life doesn't have to be this way. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. And I did real shit. I fucking go watch the videos. I got commended by a lot of people for my shit. A lot of fucking big names too. But guess what happened? It fell on deaf ears. It fell on deaf ears. Once I put it out to the fucking masses, I'm getting like 5, 6 likes. I mean, and I'm very literally 5 or 6 likes. I'm getting 25 views. I'm getting 40 views at max. You know, like on the big end, I would get like 40 to 60 views. It was insanity. And I was doing everything right. But what did we learn now? Come January 10th, I find out, I switched my content and I find out, holy shit. The world doesn't want to hear that it can do better. It wants to hear that other people can do better. And other people can do fucking better. The world doesn't want to hear about how they need to put in the extra hours. They want to hear about why this other demographic of people isn't putting in any hours. They don't want to hear about my opinion on the fucking tax law changing. They want to hear about why we have taxes to begin with when it's theft. This is the fucking thing. So January 10th, I switched reluctantly. there was so many people told me, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. Just keep doing the right thing. You're doing it. You're killing it, man. Blah, 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 blah. Don't switch your content. And I felt this drive in me that I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. I have to talk about real shit. I have to talk about shit that is going to solve problems. I can't fall on this bandwagon that all these fucking influencers are on because, if I just get rich fucking telling people they can be better, nobody gives me any fucking hate, blah, 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 blah. And you can say what you want about that, but you really don't, you're taking a neutral ground. I mean, it's great that if you believe in that, but most of the influencers that are fucking preaching to everybody that they can do better don't give a single fucking rat's ass about those people unless those people order their products. Other than that, they don't give a fuck. It's all just money. So I got fucking tired of it. So I switched my content to talking about what I thought would really fucking matter. It would really get some real conversations started. Then maybe we could fix this shit, okay? So January 10th, I changed my content. 1,977 followers I had right then. I was struggling to keep 900 people in my reach every 30 days. So every 30 days, I would get about 800 to 900 reach, okay? January 10th, I switched my content. Right now, I'm sitting at almost 5,000 followers, and I'm over 350,000 views every 30 days. People want to have these conversations, and these people that are out at these corporations that are fucking doing whatever they can do to stop these conversations from happening are hindering race relations. They're hindering religious relations. They're hindering relations of every single fucking American that exists. And all the way across the globe, for that matter, every single human that is part of a fucking corporation where their job is to monitor other people to make sure they're not stepping out of line in their off time, you guys are killing the fucking planet. It's your fault. You're helping. You're complicit. What I would suggest to you, and I will throw you this olive branch. I will extend this olive branch. I understand if you've got somebody working for you and they're in their off time and they're murdering puppies and they're dropping hard R's all over the fucking place and all sorts of fucking really crazy shit. I get that. But just having a conversation, you fucking shutting someone down because they had a conversation you didn't particularly care for because you're too stupid to get past the indoctrination that you've been fed for the last 50 years, that's on you. And you really need to have a good fucking conversation with yourself in the fucking mirror. Because you know what? This world is not going to die tomorrow, but it might die the next day if people like you continue to fucking exist. I would fucking appeal to you people, the people in power, the people that have the opportunity to shut down the conversations, the most vital conversations we could have. I would implore you to rethink censoring people based on whatever it is, some fucking stupid fucking bullshit opinion that you keep in the back of your head. Because if nothing else, you're bringing that to the corporation, and that's not fucking right either. You're not supposed to bring your opinions to the corporation. You're not supposed to bring your personal perspective to the corporation. But now you're flooding the handbook with the rules based on your own fucking personal outlook on things. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Guys, this was a fucking PSA announcement. I had to get this out because it's absolute insanity. Everywhere we look, the amount of problems that we see in every single fucking community out there. Black, white, Mexican, fucking Ecuadorian, Honduran, Chinese, Taiwanese, Vietnamese, fucking Russian, everybody. Everybody's got massive fucking problems, and we're never going to be able to fix this shit unless we ask the fucking questions. So guys, if you really, really, really want to help save the planet, have the conversations. And if nothing else, stand for those that actually are not afraid to have the conversations you want to be a part of, you wish you could have. Guys, follow us on Instagram, Savagely Loud Podcast. You can find links there to my personal page, Savagely Loud. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, Savagely Loud Podcast. You can email us in, savagelyloudpodcast@gmail.com. Questions, concerns, comments, show ideas, whatever you want to do. Guys, this was a fiery one. I thank you for being here. My passion came out on this one a little bit, but it truly is just that. I'm so passionate about fixing this world, and I understand I understand that I'm abrasive. I understand I'm blunt. I understand that I'm incendiary. I understand that I'm all these things. Intense. I understand that I'm all these things. But you know what? At least I'm not afraid to have the fucking conversations.